Hylics is a unique game. Not much is given on the store page. The game pretty much speaks for itself for what you're getting yourself into. And in a way it reflects how the game is because it doesn't tell you shit. In the beginning, like the game's atmosphere, you'll feel lost and foreign in this strange, hypnotic land. While playing, the game reminded me of ToeJam and Earl, but darker and more fucked up. There's also a bit of comedy in the minor things, like in the game Lisa, where you're going into a toilet and you'll find a warm burrito or things like that. But touching back on the opening statement, there are no directions on what to do or where to go or what's even going on. There's zero narration to the story. I believe there is supposed to be a story to it, and it's probably revealed by the characters and the environment. Probably when you go to sleep or rest, there's like some cryptic messages that come up. But other than that, it's very vague. In every step of the game, you're left to figure things out on your own and to just explore. So to help you, for a tip when you're just starting off, go north and raid the mountain cultists of their cache and find the artifact hunter. At least that would give you some direction and something to do while you're figuring out what this game is. And there really is just confusion in everything, from the visuals to the soundtrack to just interacting with anything. It's just so, I don't know, like surreal and just, it's a very unique experience, I'll give it that. There are some things I can help clarify, like you can learn skills from interacting with TVs. The world map is like the first Final Fantasy where you just go around and there's little towns where you can enter and then it'll open up to a more 3D looking spot. And like the first Final Fantasy or any JRPG, you have your typical RPG mechanics like shops, stats, equipment, but none of those elements of the game are really emphasized, and we'll touch on that later. Additionally, there's no EXP or any type of leveling system. There's only money, meat, and burritos. Other than those and some other drops that you get from combat, there's really not much to combat. It's mainly there just to have something to do while you're exploring this weird and just odd place. But it functions like any other JRPG with your typical attacks, special attacks, mana, all that. It's all there. But don't expect anything deeper than just the standard stuff. But when you do die, you go into the afterlife where you can convert meat from slain enemies into increasing your own health. And the water fountains that you'll find across the world do the same thing, but for your mana, which they call will, and that allows you to use special abilities, of course. And you may also notice that there's these crystals that you'll find in the world and in the afterlife. That serves as like a type of checkpoint that you can use after death. So you'll interact with a crystal in the afterlife, and wherever that one is in the real world, I guess, that will teleport you to that other crystal. So like I said previously, it serves as a checkpoint. There's also an executive balcony that opens up after 3 deaths, which yields a weapon to help you in the early game. So if you're having trouble, just kill yourself 3 times, get the axe, and you'll have a better time. Also, as a quick tip, make sure to rest after dying, like on the couch to the left, because your health would be at the same amount at which you died at. There doesn't seem to be any penalties to death besides having to traverse back to where you were via the crystals, but luckily any enemies that you have killed stay dead. You also may come across any new party members, and all the bonuses that you get, say you're converting meat into health points or using a water fountain, or even the TVs, all those apply to all party members at the time they use them. So you can go back to previous TVs, use them, and then all your party members will have that ability. And while you're going through the game, there is some optional stuff that are well worth doing, like extra party members, loot, and just experiencing this surreal, trippy world where it's worth it just to see what madness has come out of the creator's mind. I will admit there were a couple times where I just sat and just wondered, what the fuck am I looking at, or what's even going on? It's a trip. I'll give him that. He did a good job at it. Like I said earlier, the sounds and soundtrack also are in tune with the tone of the game. They're just adding on to the dazed and hypnotic style of the game. There's not much else to say about them, but they do their job well. Once you've progressed along and got your bearings, the game actually isn't that hard. And that's because the game is actually more of a recreational game, and even says so on the Steam page. So it's not supposed to be like this whole JRPG type of game. It's more so just to experience the world and the whole setting that the creator has put forth. Overall, I had zero issues while playing the game in terms of bugs, glitches, or any other software problems. So Hylics might work perfectly, but your mind might not while playing the game. It's definitely a great and unique experience, but it's bare bones in terms of gameplay. It's very short too. It only took me about 3 hours to do the main and optional activities. If it looks interesting to you to experience, I would say try it. It doesn't cost much anyway. But if you're looking for more of a game rather than a trip, you can skip the puff and pass it along. If you do end up playing this game, good luck trying to explain what you're playing to your friends and family, if you have any. That's it for this one. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching. See ya.